Okay, so the point number 3 would be the advantages of using this or applying this technique is, just write it down. Incentive system to workers can be designed. Okay. Now, what do you mean by these incentive systems? The benefits that you give to your laborers. Okay. So, why can you do this? I mean, why is this possible? Because since the actual performance, that is actual cost, actual performance is compared against the standards, okay, which is a benchmark, okay, standards, which is taken as a, you can say, as a benchmark or as a yardstick. Okay. And next thing you know, it provides valuable guidance to the top level managements, to the management in all functional areas. What do you mean by functional areas? Sales, production, marketing, okay, all that. Next, I hope you have studied this in management, that is POM, principles of management, that is called as management by exception. Okay, management by exception. Principle, that is rule, can be easily followed, that is applied. Why? Why can it be easily applied? Since standard costing helps in identifying the elements of cost. I just told you, right? What are different types of total? I mean, what does total cost includes in standard costing? It includes labor, material, and overheads. So this is called as elements of cost. Okay, or cost centers in which performance is not in accordance with the plans. Okay, so this is called as management by exception. Next, the other advantage of this technique is that it helps to promote लेबर एफिशिएंसी. अगर आप लेबर को इंसेंटिव्स अच्छा दोगे, इंसेंटिव इज वन ऑफ द थिंग दैट कैन बी डिजाइंड अंडर दिस मेथड, so obviously it will promote labor efficiency. If there is labor efficiency, then there will be good productivity in the organization. Okay, and also it helps in assigning or fixing, you can say, in assigning specific responsibilities to the heads or the managers of cost centers. Okay, is it clear to you? Just acknowledge it in the chat box. And a few of its limitations also you should know. There are few limitations of this method, obviously. There are more of advantages than limitation. That is why this method is used. Okay. Now what is the first limitation? That it is costly. Okay. Yeah. So write down adoption of standard costing system is a costly exercise and so many of the small scale organizations find it difficult, obviously, in order to adopt the system. Second, सेकेंड इसका सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है वंस यू आइडेंटिफाई द variance we say, right, we identify the variance as favorable and what do you call it, adverse variance, but actually in practical life it is difficult to classify variances as controllable variances and non-controllable variances. Okay, that is the practical difficulty. Okay, right. Practical difficulty arises in classifying the variances into controllable and non-controllable. Why? because the heads of cost centers can be held responsible for only controllable variances. Obviously, and not for the non-controllable. Okay, like your example, your fixed variances, they are not controllable. Whereas your variable, what you call your variable cost, जैसे material है, labor है, variable overheads है, these are controllable variances. But the fixed variances are non-controllable. And the variables, now your variables means the factors. Variables which influences the standards are subject to frequent changes. Okay. Okay. So basically, the objective of standard costing is, why do you learn this chapter? Obviously, first, it helps me to exercise control. Okay. How? It helps me to have control over all the cost, that is material, labor, variable, fixed, like this. Okay. Okay. So it helps in exercising control over all the items of cost. Okay. And second, reporting. See, मैंने बोला था every chapter will have the objectives in sync with the subject objective. Okay. So reporting means what? Periodical reporting, timely reporting. Okay. So periodical reports are prepared. Okay, it could be monthly, it could be quarterly, it could be half yearly, it could be yearly, like this. Okay, so periodical reports are prepared and it is submitted to whom you will submit, obviously to the top level managements. Submitted to concerned levels of management in order to, why? So that they can take better decisions. what are the corrective actions here I need? Making a adverse variance convert into a favorable variance. Next, so these are the reasons why do we study this topic. Okay. Whom you have to make cost conscious? Obviously, the employees who are working. Okay. So it enables standard costing method. It enables to make employees cost conscious. And one of the advantage was what? MBE. What is this MBE? I just said management by exception. Okay, you should know all this for the purpose of obviously MCQs. This theory part I am doing for that reason. Okay, so मैनेजमेंट बाय एक्सेप्शन का मीनिंग क्या होता है कि the top levels, okay, they give their time and they give their efforts, they give their suggestions only in the areas where there is less performance or where the output is less. Okay, इसका मीनिंग ये होता है मैनेजमेंट बाय एक्सेप्शन. So whether the valuable time of the valuable time and efforts, both the valuable time and efforts of the management is devoted or is given devoted only in the areas where the performance in what sense? In the sense of output, where the performance is not in accordance, means in sync, or not matching, not in accordance with the standards. Okay. Right. So this part was obviously very, very, very important. Okay. And now coming on to variances. Okay. So now let us start with material variances. So the first thing that we are going to cover in this chapter will be material variance. Material variance. Okay. Under this we will be studying. I will make up a chart for it and then accordingly I will fill up the formulas. Okay. So under this section, what are you going to study? You are going to study material cost variance, material rate variance, material usage variance, material mix variance, and material yield variance. Okay, the five. So material variances, how many types are there? There are five types of variances. Okay, and how do you solve material variance? I'm giving you the steps. Okay, steps for material variance. Okay, but the first step is you have to do the sums in three steps. Okay, so first is step one. You will have to check whether standard output is equal to actual output. ठीक है, सबसे पहले आप ये चेक करोगे कि स्टैंडर्ड आउटपुट and actual output is equal or not. Okay, so you will have two possibilities. Either it will be equal, yes, or it will be not equal. Okay, either it will be equal or it will be not equal. Okay, so if it is equal, then just write here no need to revise the standards. This I'll explain when I'm doing the sum with you, will understand better. And when it is not equal, then you need to revise the standards. Okay? Now, what do you mean by revising the standards? That is, you have to make standard output equal to actual output. एक चीज़ याद रखना, अगर ये नॉट इक्वल है तो सिंपल you will have to make it equal in the solution. Okay, and if it is equal, then you will have to make it equal. फिर तो requirement ही नहीं है ना, ठीक है? So the first thing when the question paper comes to you, you will have to check whether your outputs are equal or not. So if your output is equal, very good, it becomes easy. But if it is not equal, then you will have to make it equal. ठीक है? So this is the first step. Okay, and accordingly then you will make the material cost statement or labor cost statement depending on the question. Okay, then comes to step 3. Step 2 में there will be calculation of formulas. Okay, now how will you calculate the formulas? So I'm writing it here. So first thing is material cost variance. Leave 2 lines for the formulas, which is further divided as material rate variance and material usage variance. Okay, C is for cost, R is for rate, I'm not writing the full spelling, and U is for usage. Okay, material rate variance is also known as material price variance. You should know all the other names, and material usage variance is known as material quantity variance. You should know the abbreviations, very important. Okay, next material usage variance is further divided as material mix variance. This is the theory part, so I'm writing it like this. When I'll be doing sums, I will write it directly. Material yield variance. Okay, Y is for yield. Okay, so now write down the formula. Material cost variance is total standard cost minus total actual cost. I hope you remember when I just did the theory a previous lecture. What did I tell you? आपको variance कैसे मिलता है? Standard cost minus actual cost. करेक्ट? आप पहले स्टैंडर्ड सेट करते हो, फिर आप एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस करते हो, दोनों को कंपेयर करते हो, जो डिफरेंस है वो वेरिएंस होता है. सो दैट इज व्हाई formula is like this. Okay, while doing sums you will understand the application much better. Okay, next, material price or rate variance formula is, you know, it is equal to standard rate minus actual rate multiplied with actual quantity. Okay, and here it will be its quantity, right? The standard quantity minus actual quantity multiplied with standard rate. Okay, तो सिंपल है. जब आप कॉस्ट निकालोगे तो इट इज ऑलवेज टोटल कॉस्ट. When you will take out the rate, the formula will be standard rate, actual rate. Rate will be always multiplied with quantity. Similarly, when you're calculating quantity, formula will be standard quantity minus actual quantity. Quantity will be always multiplied with rate. Since it's a short-term concept, okay, so that is why we take standard rates with the assumption that there will be no change in the price. Obviously, शॉर्ट टर्म कॉन्सेप्ट है ना, तो हम सोचेंगे प्राइस चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. मटीरियल मिक्स वेरिएंस formula is revised standard mix minus actual mix. Mix मतलब quantity multiplied with standard rate. Mix means quantity. And let us calculate the yield. Formula for yield is total standard cost minus quantity, total standard quantity minus total actual quantity into average standard rate. Okay, next, write down a note for this mix variance. Okay, write down a note for mix variance. This variance will be calculated only when more than one raw material is used for making a product. Okay, so if there is only one raw material used, you cannot find mix variance. It has to be more than one raw material. Okay, so you will understand all this much better when we are doing sums for this. And last step, step 3, we will have to verify the answer. Okay, and how do we verify the answer? By solving this equation. Material cost variance, my left hand side should be equal to my right hand side. Material rate plus material usage. And second, material usage variance should be equal to material mix plus material yield variance. So अगर आपके ये दो इक्वेशन टैली हो जाते हैं, that means your answer is correct. Am I clear about this? Okay. So this is the complete step. We'll understand this much better when we are doing sums. This is the theoretical part, but जब आप इसको sums में apply करोगे, so you will get in sync with it.